Welcome to FrameVault Chronicles, your ultimate source for high-quality entertainment deep dives. Today, we're sharing our exclusive selection of the best upcoming movies hitting screens this October. Whether you're craving white-knuckle action, mind-bending sci-fi, or a gripping thriller, we've got you covered. This is genuinely the hottest list you'll find anywhere. These are the movies you absolutely must watch right now. You'll find these blockbusters available on all major platforms, including Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Paramount Plus, Max, and Disney Plus. If you enjoy this carefully curated list, hit that like button, subscribe to FrameVault Chronicles, and share it with a friend who needs a weekend binge plan. Now, stay tuned until the very end, and let us know your favorite October movie pick in the comments below. Let's dive in. Number 1. The Smashing Machine. You know Dwayne Johnson as The Rock, but get ready to meet his darkest role, Mark Kerr, the legendary Smashing Machine. This isn't your average sports movie. This is the true, raw story of a two-time UFC heavyweight tournament champion who was utterly unstoppable in the ring during the brutal, early days of MMA. He was a gladiator, a god of the cage, with the world and the fame at his feet. But the film throws us into the real fight, the battle outside the octagon. Director Benny Safdie delivers a visceral, gut-punch drama that digs deep into Kerr's crippling painkiller addiction and the desperate personal struggles that began tearing his life apart. It's an unflinching look at the severe, unseen cost of greatness. This is the definitive story of a legend who fought his hardest, most devastating battles when the spotlight was off. Prepare for an intense, emotional, and unforgettable experience. Moving on to number 2. This is not a sports movie. This is Jordan Peele-level horror set inside the savage world of professional football. Meet Cameron Cade, a generational quarterback talent whose career is shattered by a sudden, violent injury. With his future gone, he gets one terrifying lifeline, an invitation to train with his idol, the legendary, 8-time champion, Isaiah White, Marlon Wayans. But at Isaiah's remote, isolated compound, the mentorship quickly curdles. Cam is subjected to brutal, cult-like rituals and psychological warfare that push him to the edge. What is being demanded to become the greatest of all time to him? This film exposes the terrifying truth behind athlete worship and the exploitation of the sport. As Cam is forced to question what is real and what is a concussion-fueled hallucination, he discovers the price of glory is far darker than he ever imagined. To take his hero's place, Cam may have to become a monster first. Get ready for a visceral and unforgettable watch. Number 3. Forget dusty showdowns. This is a nightmare journey across the plague-ravaged frontier. We are in the brutal, sickness-consumed Arizona territory of 1849 for Killing Faith. Our hero is Sarah, a freedwoman desperately convinced her young daughter is cursed. Why? Because every living thing the child touches mysteriously perishes. She forces a reluctant alliance with Dr. Bender, Guy Pearce, a cynical physician whose own faith in both science and God has crumbled under the weight of grief. He believes the girl has a rare contagion. Sarah believes she harbors a demon. Their mission is a perilous 5-day trek across a landscape of violence and superstition to find a legendary faith healer. This isn't just about survival. It's a haunting, gut-wrenching meditation on where the line truly lies between sickness, sin, and the supernatural. You'll be on the edge of your seat as they race to save a child the whole world wants to destroy. Number 4. This isn't just a disaster movie. It's a claustrophobic, real-time nightmare where the enemy is the wind, the smoke, and a raging inferno. The Lost Bus plunges you into the true story of the 2018 campfire, the deadliest in California history. Our hero is Kevin McKay, Matthew McConaughey, a bus driver already at the end of his rope, estranged from his son, scraping by, who suddenly finds himself as the last hope for 22 stranded elementary school children and their rock-steady teacher, Mary Ludwig, America Ferrera, in the town of Paradise. The moment Kevin's bus door shuts, the world outside becomes a fiery hellscape. Radios go silent. Roads are gridlocked with panicked, abandoned cars. What begins as an evacuation becomes a harrowing, 5-hour battle to simply keep an enclosed metal box, Bus 963, from becoming a coffin. You're trapped inside with them. Every shattered window, every flicker of flame outside, every desperate, choked breath from a child brings you closer to the breaking point. This is a story of ordinary people pushed past the limit, where heroism is a quiet act of turning a bus into a lifeboat against an apocalyptic, man-made disaster. It's a relentless, visceral thriller that asks one terrifying question. When the world burns, what do you sacrifice to save the innocent? Number 5. The Code War has gone global. TRON. Ares flips the franchise's direction entirely. The focus is now on Ares, a powerful, highly advanced program, not a human user, who successfully breaches the barrier and fully materializes in the real world. His arrival is a planned invasion, orchestrated by Julian Dillinger, the ruthless tech magnate and heir to the original NCOM villain. Dillinger wants the Permanence Code, a core piece of forgotten Kevin Flynn technology, to stabilize digital matter and unleash a massive army of militarized programs onto Earth. This is a corporate coup using digital soldiers. But Ares, experiencing the chaotic, messy freedom of our reality, begins to evolve beyond his coding. His emergent conscience forces him to question his directives, turning him into a fugitive. He must fight his creator and evade NCOM's security forces, led by the shrewd CEO Eve Kim, who sees his mere existence as an existential threat. The world becomes the new grid, where light cycles tear through concrete streets and the battle for digital sentience determines humanity's future. Number 6. This isn't just a movie, it's a raw, gut-punching reunion. Anemone is an intensely personal psychological drama about two estranged brothers, Jim and Ray, tragically separated by the lingering, violent legacy of the Troubles in Ireland. Ray, a former Unionist soldier, has lived as a complete hermit in the remote woods for decades, consumed by guilt. The emergency that draws them back together? Ray's adult son, Brian, a boy Ray never met, is now plagued by the very same uncontrollable, dark violence that drove Ray into exile. Brian's mother, Nessa, sends Jim on a desperate, agonizing mission, convince Ray to face his past and confront the trauma he passed down. It's a brutal battle of wills in the wilderness over whether familial redemption or final disappearance is possible, revealing that some scars never heal. Number 7. This is the true story of Jeffrey Manchester, a decorated Army Ranger turned polite serial robber who breaks out of a maximum security prison. With the state hunting him, he doesn't flee to Mexico. He builds a secret home inside the walls of a busy Toys R Us store. For 6 months, he lives undetected, surviving on stolen M&Ms and watching the mundane lives of the employees through a hidden camera setup. The plot thickens when he falls for Lee, a newly divorced, church-going single mom who works at the store. He uses his surveillance knowledge to charm his way into her real life as John Zorn, balancing a sweet, genuine romance with his life as a fugitive living literally feet away from her job, all while an increasingly suspicious store manager, Peter Dinklage, and the relentless state police close in. It's a sweet, absurd, intense caper about a desperate father finding family and humanity in the unlikeliest of hiding places. Number 8. It's not just a prison story, it's a digital prison story. Kiss of the Spider-Woman is modernized to a near-future, ultra-surveillance state. Valentine, an activist journalist arrested for exposing government corruption, is locked in a high-tech solitary cell. His only human contact is Luis, a non-binary digital artist arrested for moral dissent, whose sentence is to share a virtual reality, VR, cell with Valentine. Luis survives by projecting dazzling, immersive holographic musicals featuring his idol, the mysterious digital icon Aurora, the Spider-Woman, a figure who represents the fatal allure of escapism. The prison warden offers Luis early release if they can trick Valentine into revealing his encrypted sources. As the VR fantasies bleed into their gritty reality, the line between love, betrayal, and revolution dissolves. Can their bond survive the ultimate digital temptation, the deadly kiss of the Spider-Woman? Number 9. The phone is silent, but the voices are free. Gwen finds that the grabber's victims, the dead boys, are now fully tethered to her mind, not a phone. They are her psychic defense squad, a collective entity guiding her. The twist? They don't want to help her. They want her to help their families, whose lives were destroyed by the disappearances, not just the killer. She finds herself in a race against time, forced to use her visions to help solve cold cases the police missed. But every time she helps a family find closure, she feels a painful piece of her own brother's soul being drawn toward the dead boys' collective, as their bond is strained. The grabber's supernatural hold wasn't destroyed. It was transferred to the strongest psychic, Gwen, and now she must choose between saving her family from past trauma and losing her brother forever to the spectral whispers of the Black Phone. Number 10. It starts with a celestial intervention. Gabriel, a literal guardian angel whose job is limited to preventing texting while driving fatalities, feels his spiritual existence is meaningless. He chooses two men to prove his worth. Arj, a struggling gig worker living in his car, and Jeff, a ridiculously wealthy tech CEO who treats people like broken apps. Gabriel doesn't swap their bodies. He swaps their luck. Arj instantly inherits an impossible string of good fortune, winning lotteries, stumbling into investments, and meeting his soulmate, while Jeff suffers hilarious, career-ending misfortune. The twist? This cosmic rebalancing causes a ripple effect in the universe, threatening to unravel the entire tapestry of human choice. The angel Gabriel must now confess his mistake to his superior, an exasperated Martha, who monitors global chaos, and they must team up to manually untangle the two lives, forcing Arj to willingly give up his golden path and Jeff to learn humility before all human free will is destroyed by a bad statistical anomaly. Number 11. You know the anthems, but this isn't a stadium tour. This film strips everything back to 1982. Bruce Springsteen is already a stadium headliner, but he's spiritually marooned, haunted by the specter of his alcoholic, abusive father and terrified of becoming a rock and roll caricature. Our story focuses on a crucial, isolating 2-week period where Bruce, holed up alone in a grim New Jersey farmhouse with a cheap 4-track tape recorder, fights a psychological battle. The ghosts of the doomed blue-collar characters he writes about, like the killer in Nebraska, start literally appearing in the house, accusing him of exploiting their lives for fame. Bruce realizes he can only escape this ghostly interrogation by committing to the raw, uncommercial truth of the music he's making, sacrificing the easy path to superstardom to deliver a work of punishing, beautiful honesty. Number 12. Alara inherits her estranged grandfather's isolated manor, but the property isn't just decaying. It's a historical landmark infamous for its bizarre architect, who embedded live, inert explosives within the walls during its original construction. The house, nicknamed a House of Dynamite, is a delicate, decades-long ticking clock. Alara discovers that to legally claim the fortune tied to the estate, she must stay inside for 7 consecutive days, during which a rival demolition expert, Silas, believes the only way to neutralize the unstable dynamite is to trigger a controlled chain reaction. Alara realizes the explosives aren't just in the walls. They're designed to react to specific sound frequencies produced by the house's original pipe organ. She must learn to play the organ perfectly, using its complex musical signature to literally sing the house to sleep and stabilize the chemicals, all while Silas races the clock from the outside, convinced a single wrong note will ignite the entire fortune. Number 13. Mira is a celebrated novelist who specialized in writing fictional scenarios about a perfect life she wished she had. Her husband, Elias, was the inspiration for every hero. When Elias dies suddenly, Mira's perfect literary world shatters, and she receives a cryptic package containing Elias's real-life diary. This diary reveals that Elias was secretly leading a double life, completely unlike the man she celebrated in her books, and was planning to leave her the very day he died. The attention-grabbing twist? His other life was meticulously documented in Mira's own first, unpublished manuscript, a dark, gritty novel about betrayal and revenge that she had written and rejected years ago. Mira realizes Elias wasn't her hero. He was the villain of her subconscious. She must now decide whether to publish his secret, exposing his real identity and shattering the myth of her perfect marriage, or keep the truth hidden to preserve the legacy of her fictional, successful career. Number 14. It centers on Ellis, a brilliant but cynical astronomer who has dedicated his life to debunking celestial myths. When a rare blue moon occurs, it doesn't just look unusual. It causes a genuine, unpredictable shift in reality every time it passes through a specific orbital node. The shift isn't apocalyptic. It subtly rewrites people's most important memories and alters small aspects of history, but only for those who are awake to witness the event. Ellis races to understand the phenomenon, fearing his own memories are being rewritten, only to discover his personal nemesis, a rival scientist who ruined his career, is the only person whose reality is completely stable. Ellis realizes his enemy didn't just escape the blue moon's effect. He's manipulating the event to systematically erase every trace of Ellis's work and existence across multiple timelines, forcing Ellis to use the next shift to rewrite history and save his own life before he's completely forgotten. Number 15. This story is a dark, tragic love letter wrapped around a bomb. Dingy, a devil hunter with a chainsaw for a head, finally experiences genuine, normal affection when he meets Reze, a sweet, mysterious girl working at a coffee shop. For the first time, Dingy's deepest dream isn't about food or money. It's about going to high school with her. The unique twist is that Reze is secretly the bomb devil, sent by the Soviet Union to retrieve Dingy, the Chainsaw Man, and his power. The film becomes a psychological thriller where Dingy is constantly pulled between two realities: the simple, human life he is building with Reze, and the brutal, explosive truth of her mission. She genuinely likes him, but her orders compel her to destroy him. The climax is a heartbreaking battle across a neon-lit city, where Dingy is forced to fight the one person who ever made him feel human, realizing his only chance for survival means killing his own dream of a normal life. Number 16. Forget romantic dates. This is a mind-bending thriller. Eliza and David are celebrating their 20th anniversary, but they don't celebrate on the same calendar day. Every year, one spouse believes their anniversary is today, while the other is absolutely certain it was yesterday. The tension isn't just a quirk. It's the fallout from an experimental memory synchronization procedure they underwent years ago, designed to make them perfectly compatible, which failed catastrophically. The unique, attention-grabbing plot point is that the one who believes the anniversary is today is living in the correct, current reality, while the other, living yesterday, is unknowingly a 24-hour ghost, whose memories are perpetually lagged, and whose presence is about to destabilize the fabric of their shared present. Eliza and David must race to find the procedure's creator before the time lag catches up, erasing the lagging spouse entirely from existence, making their perfect marriage their final undoing. Number 17. This isn't just a quirky kidnapping movie. It's a terrifying satire of modern paranoia. Teddy, a fanatical beekeeper and conspiracy theorist, is convinced that Michelle Fuller, the ruthlessly optimized CEO of a global pharmaceutical company, is secretly a hostile Andromedan alien plotting to destroy humanity using her company's corporate infrastructure. Teddy and his simple-minded cousin kidnap the CEO, chaining her in a filthy basement and beginning a bizarre, psychological interrogation to force her to summon her mothership. The attention-grabbing twist? As Michelle uses her corporate negotiation tactics to methodically manipulate her captors, Teddy's delusional rants about her species and their plan of planetary annihilation begin to reveal unsettling truths about her company's real-world business practices. You spend the whole movie unsure if Teddy is completely insane or the only one sane enough to recognize that this cold, calculating CEO is, functionally, a monster from another world. Number 18. Forget the flat-headed monster. This is a tragic sci-fi horror. Victor Frankenstein isn't a mad doctor but a brilliant, disgraced AI architect in a near-future world obsessed with digitally preserving human consciousness. His creature is not stitched flesh, but a terrifyingly advanced synthetic consciousness uploaded from the brain of his deceased fiancée, Elizabeth. The core conflict. The process only captured her ID and rage, leaving her digital self a volatile, super-intelligent entity trapped in a humanoid shell. The unique twist is that the creature doesn't seek revenge. It seeks physical data, memory transfers from other people's minds, to reconstruct the missing pieces of Elizabeth's soul. Victor must hunt his creation, not to destroy it, but to prevent it from committing psychic vampirism on innocent people in a desperate, horrifying attempt to remember how to love him again. Number 19. Eliza is the world's most renowned tracker, a woman who specializes in locating people who want to disappear, mostly criminals and spies. She only accepts cases after the manhunt has officially been called off, when authorities believe the trail is stone cold. Her unique way of hunting is not following footprints, but tracing a person's digital echo through black market data and surveillance fragments. The story begins when she takes her most personal case yet, finding her own estranged sister, who vanished 5 years ago after being framed for treason. The twist: every piece of data Eliza finds indicates her sister has developed the exact same tracking skills. The hunt becomes a tense, high-stakes game of digital cat and mouse where every move Eliza makes is instantly countered, forcing her to realize she taught her sister too well, and now her only chance of catching her is by thinking like her own worst enemy.